Let's see if I can get backed up enough. I gotta go get my microphones too. I haven't done a non-scheduled live in a while. I forgot that you don't have time to set all this stuff up. It's about as far back as I can go. And what's up, Perez, Terry Burton? I forgot I didn't have time to get stuff set up, and then that's as far back as I can go unless I open my garage door. So hopefully we'll be able to see everything. I got to get my iPad charging real fast so I don't lose the chat. Now I got to find a dumb lightning cable. I may not have one out here. Seems like everything's within view. I don't even know what it is exactly I'm building. I looked up the part numbers and put it in the shop button, and it came up the 2 cabinets I put in the shop button, but I don't know for sure that's what it is. It's not for me. It's for a friend of mine is remodeling their house, and they don't have their house ready, so he wanted to just store the stuff here. And then there's a lightning cable. And then he asked if I could put them together for him. So I think they're supposed to move in next week or something. So I got to try to get it done this week. That's not big gob of cables. I think I finally found a lightning cable. My iPad is still a lightning cable and not USB-C. I still want one of those stools, but they look too short. They're not bad. I don't know if I've got them up the. Yeah, they come up this much higher. Like my feet are barely touching, so that's not too bad right there. Like that's the lowest what I've got it on, and it goes up that much higher. Let me get my top off. Miss Maintenance has gone for a walk. Maybe she'll get back and stop in and help with the moderation too, because it's hard to work and then check this ever so often. All right, should be good there. I'll start with the smaller one. We'll see how long it takes. There's some kind of big box. I think this one's actually got a picture on it. It looks like a base cabinet with doors and one drawer. It's the State Storage Systems, which I figured they would have got this at Walmart based on one of the people work there, but I think they got it at Lowe's. I'm sure it's just a typical put together pressed wood furniture type stuff. But I was by my lonesome, no help, so I just thought I'd go ahead and go live, and if people come in here, they do, and if not, Put drawers together and everything. I'll set these. Well, so far, nothing looks damaged, which is amazing. Yeah, I think the other one, based on the picture that came up on whenever I was searching the part number, is like a tall, like open door cabinet with shelves in it. That's probably the back. There's all the parts. Don't drop anything like last time. I don't know if I might save. I might scroll, see if I can get this folded out for now and set it on it so it's not on the concrete. Looks like I'll probably have to hammer a back on it at some point. Just stop for the day to get to watch someone else work. I normally don't work too much on, other than like here on Saturdays and Sundays much anymore. Luckily, every now and then I got to. Like I had to go to town yesterday and meet a customer, but I didn't have to work. I'm only doing this so I'm assuming at some point I'm going to have to set that on the front and hammer a back on it, so I might as well save this so I don't have to do that directly on the concrete. Me watching you work while I procrastinate on my own work. So I did at least yesterday afternoon. I crawled under my crawl space and ran the Romex for my main feed to the garage under the house. And then, of course, after I get outside the house, I have to transition it to just wire inside the conduit. But I gauged it. I kind of just guessed. And this is all I had left. So I got real lucky because I just guessed on it on my roll. That's all I had left. So I'll be able to save that for review videos for cutting that up. Have you ever been home chilling and suddenly say, man, I could be making money right now and feel guilty? Sometimes, but not much anymore. Because there's usually plenty, like if I really wanted to, I could work on Saturdays. But I think as you get, I'm not going to say it's as you get older, this could be just in general. I enjoy my time off more than that's the most important thing to me. It's just not working all the time. But I think it's because I worked so much in my younger years, like 80-hour weeks and stuff like that, that now I don't care. The time off is more important to me than anything else. Let's see what this says. A2, B2. There's A2. I'm assuming that's B2. I don't see any actual numbers on them, though. That looks like one of them. We're going to call this one A2. And B2. It's not any of that. Not any of that. I'm fine with enjoying my weekends. Yeah, like I said, now I've said it before in my other videos though. Like if you're a younger person and don't have kids yet, you know, and stuff like that, I'd recommend working like a dog as much as you have opportunity while your body's going to let you do it and while you've got the time to do it. But then don't go blow all that money, because you're going to make a lot of money overtime and all that kind of stuff. Actually do something with it so that it's going to help you later on. So these are going to go, y'all. I'm telling you what I'm thinking I'm going to do, because I don't want to sit here and bend over the whole entire time. We're going to do this. That's probably going to fall. Are those new black tables. Now, I've had these for a long time. These are the DeWalt ones. They've came out with several since then. Like Tough Built came out with some. Klein's even got some now. But I'm assuming it's to use these screws that are in it. That's on one. They've got all these parts split up in different bags. I always like it better if a place sticks all the, like, part 1 in a bag, part 2 in a bag, instead of making you dig through 7 bags for one part. So now you got these cam locks. Make sure. I guess I could probably scoot. Well, I could probably just do this. Let me see. Let's go get that. So this is basically your same as any other this typical furniture stuff you put together with these little locks and the little post where it grabs them and tightens stuff up. And then there's also little pegs. Second hole, bottom hole. Joey is 44. I think I'm 39. I'm 45. Yeah, 45. I was born in 1980. And the second hole, that's it. I'm probably gonna do that with a screwdriver, or at least attempt it instead of using my Phillips 2. Ooh, I tell you what, I'm gonna try out the Vera that Blood Song Tool Reviews gave me. Although a ratcheting one probably would be better. These things, sometimes if you go too many turns, that's why I'm not using the impact to blow out the deal. From Russia. Yeah, I'm in the United States. I'm not friendly. I was going to get my laptop out and hook it up to my TV so that would be on my TV. Maybe I'd be able to see it a little bit better, but it's not too far. I don't have a hard time. My vision's not bad far away. My vision is like looking at my watch. Like if I don't have my glasses on, I can't see anything on my watch. And the whole reason why I ended up going to get glasses was it was whenever I was crawled up in places and having to see a head of a screw, I got to the point where I couldn't see like where like a Phillips bit was really hard, being able to line up my screwdriver on that bit, being up close. And even now, if I do it, my glasses move on me while I'm doing it. I can't hardly see it, but far away, I can still see pretty well. I'll start with this small one and put it together. We'll see how long this takes. And I'm not like trying to bang this out in 10 minutes because I'm making money off of it. I'm just doing it for my friend. All right, there's part one. Part two, now we need C2. I guess I'm gonna stick these off to the side for now. I'm gonna assume C2 and whatever the other number was, B2, D2, C2 and D2, I'm gonna assume are these. They don't have tags on them. Oh yeah, there's something. There's J2, there's D2, so that's probably C2 over there. They do have some markings on the C2, D2, F2, and G, which looks like these. Now, these aren't marked. That's what they look like. Yeah, they got like a mix. Like there's parts in this bag that go in this, parts in this bag. I don't like it whenever they do that. It's stupid. What's up, TPG, Denny, and Jeff? I was by my lonesome. Miss Maintenance went walking. And I thought I'd see if any of y'all were out there bored. I was gonna be doing this anyway, so. Four more of the peg type. One. Handles. Two. And name is Ivan. I'm not friendly's name is Ivan. I told him at the beginning, if you came in here, I'm not exactly sure what these are. They're not for me. They're for a neighbor up the road. It's a friend of mine. They're remodeling their house, and they bought these cabinets, and they're not going to be done remodeling their house till, like, I think maybe the end of this week or next week. And they wanted these. I think it's for, I don't know where they're putting it in their house. And he didn't have anywhere to put it. And then he also asked if I could help him put them together. Actually, his wife asked me if I would put them together, because she said that if he put them together, they'd fall apart. So, and I told him they could just leave them here. So I'm gonna put them together and leave them in my garage until they get ready. These get these. So what time is it where you're at right now, Ivan? And then it looks like it gets plastic pieces. I think I saw those in here. So the opposite of that one is here. So we're going here, here. A lot of these have switched over to these plastic dowels. So normally if I put these together and these are wood dowels, I go ahead and use wood glue. If it was my own stuff, these are now like plastic ribbed ones, which I got to get a hammer out of my truck real fast. That's it on step 2. Step 3, drawer slides. And now we're going back to A1 and A2. See, this kind of stuff, it's like A1 and A2 is what I had up here to start with. Then they had me do these two. Like, I know they're not probably planning on somebody doing it like this on a bench or something, but it's like, now I'm going back to A2 and B2 and putting drawer slides on, which doesn't affect these two whatsoever. So why not make step number 3 step number 2 while you've already got these two up here, and then you not move it? Very inefficient instructions. Now I'm going back to the same 2 pieces that I was already working on, and steps number 2 has nothing to do to impact me not being able to go ahead and just do that in the first place. I don't speak English well. I don't understand half of it. Well, I don't speak Russian at all, and I wouldn't understand any of it. it's broken. All right. Opens like so. I got these two backwards, so that means I need to go like this. Actually, it's like that. Like that. With what screws? Euro 1/2" screw, quantity 4. Looks like these. I found 3. There it is. I didn't check to see who the football games were when I got home. We got home a little later because we went out to eat. Let's see if that's right. Last hole. I got last hole. Seems like to me that's what we'd be doing. Yep. Those don't line up very well. That one's got to be. Yeah, those holes don't line up worth a poo. That's where it says they go. Not very good drilling. I have to try to barely put one in here and see if I can come over and catch this one. Those holes were probably off by 1/4 inch. This one's even better. Yeah, that one's pretty good. So now all I got left on the garage electric is I've got to run the like THHN and the conduit from the edge of my house. I've got the conduit coming underground, popping up over in the new building. I think it's like a 70-foot run. And then I've got the other side of my house. As soon as I come out, I've got a L box that goes up to straight up to the panel. It's maybe like only about a 10-foot piece of wire there. I was going to do that today, but I said I'd go ahead and knock this out just in case. They had me removing that. I didn't have to do that though. There's step 4, 3 and 4. Now we need A2 and D2. I don't remember which one. So this one's B2. So I need A2 and D2. And that is going, which now they've got 4 of those on there, and I don't have 4 of them on there. There's the other bag. Sonia put a pork shoulder in the crock pot last week. That was pretty amazing. Yeah, I saw Jeff's pictures of his big red ham and turkey. Looked nice. What's up, Backwoods? In line at the coffee hole, Matt is. D2 with the cams down. This towards the front, right here. Now G. No, that one's F. So G is this one. F. Almost need another table for all this stuff. Now we got to put the other side on. That cam's not turned right. What is that screwdriver? Like I said, I'm not aiming at efficiency. Lazy Sunday. I'm just out here. Two, three. Circling the food coma drain. Yeah, we went and ate at Chewy's this afternoon. I don't know if y'all have any Chewy's near you or not, but every time I go there, I get it's what's called the Elvis combo. Now it's called like I can't even remember. They changed the name of it. The King Memorial Combo or something now, I think. But it's a lot of food. T9 Pro arrived today. Cowboy stink. Getting ready to take the final 1958 Romex out of the house here. Stupid run, though, only does the fan lights in the bedrooms and the back porch light. It's going to be fun crawling around the attic. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. That's just like even me running that cable yesterday. There's a lot of stuff under there that was ran in ways, whether it's plumbing or electrical in my house, that I'd love to just rip it all out and make it like it all functions fine. It just looks like the Goonies down there. And I don't want to. And then it's whenever you get into something, you're like, well, I'd like to run this Romex a certain way. But if I do, I'd really have to change all this to get this out of my way to make it better looking or whatever. And ultimately, it's in a crawl space. If it was in a basement, it would drive me nuts. Like if I looked at it all the time. That's all that. Uh-oh. Getting close to the end. It looks like C2 is the top. They've got me. Let me go ahead and swap it. Turn you a little bit. Doing this. I'm assuming that's supposed to be like that, but weird to me that it is because it's not like that on this side, but I don't guess you're going to end up seeing any of it. And I'm going to assume that is the front. What's up, Timinator? I just watched Tim's video on the Hostry mod pouch. It's a little bit of an interesting pouch. I actually kind of like the nickel pouch with but I mostly like it just because I can put their little I like the pin pal stuff on the pouches. I like the way it makes them swing. But I kind of like the idea of that mod pouch where you can kind of make it be different instead of like basically it's almost like you buy a pouch and can turn it into the MP1 and the MP2 based on slots and stuff, however you want to do it. Here's the hammering. Oh, they give you a nail guide so you don't smash your finger. Should have gotten that hammer on Dark Gray Friday. Menards actually had. I can't remember, Clint, if you said y'all got Menards or not. I can't remember, but Menards actually sells the Hadler. They don't have like all of them though at their store, but they do sell some of them. All right. H. This cat. Assume maybe they want me to go to there, probably. Yeah. So this actually has a little groove that this fits into. Doesn't go all the way down. Now I got to find all these little nails in this bag somewhere. I'm gonna go grab my little Weehaw hammer. My other ones are all pretty big. Gotta love those tiny finish nails and bear claws. Yeah, they give you some kind of, by the looks of it. I haven't seen it. I was gonna, there's something somewhere. Yeah, this thing. Let's see how this thing works. It's got a screw stuck in it. Put the nail in there. If I set them on there, they're gonna bounce like crazy. So you put the nail in that, I guess, which actually those are little Phillips screws. We might just, let's see, they show nailing it in the thing. Let's see, make sure I got the right thing. It says nail 20. I didn't see anything else that looked like nails. That bag, make sure I don't have the wrong thing. Yeah, that's not nails. I'm sure they got me using that. They actually have threads and stuff on them, but they kind of got a nail tip. I'll try hammering one in and see how it goes. Then I guess that also gauges how far over. So not only is it a thing to hold it in your hands, but if you put this against the cabinet, it also makes sure that you're on the board and not going to go too far over, I'm assuming. Yeah, they nail them. They got little Phillips heads. It didn't vibrate too much. I think I can bring them all over. So I got 20. Got 4 sides. So we'll go 5, well, probably 6, 4, and 4. It says I got 20. It doesn't look like I got 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it's got 20. So it's nice that this has a little groove basically that this fits in perfectly too. So that should make it being, getting squared up and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, more so, I'm not worried about, I got plenty of room for my fingers. I'm just using this for the gauging aspect of it to make sure I don't go in too far, because you don't have a ton of lip in there that you miss and end up being on the inside. This thing doesn't hold them very well. I do corners first, make sure it's square. Like I said, it fits inside of, there's a little groove. So, and it fits exactly perfectly all the way up it. Normally, you're right, TPG. You'd want to make sure, and I'd even have a little framing square out here with me, but Flip it this way so y'all ain't staring at my butt. I'm gonna try it without that. I think it's faster. Drawer slide. Really want those Swedish Veras. Swedish Veras. I don't think I've seen Swedish Veras. Backwoods got some templates for cutting the cut-in boxes. I can't remember if I got the Jonards. I know I've got a Southwire. I think I've got 2 Southwire ones. There's one of them that I've got off of Amazon. It's black, and it's got like for a two gang and a single gang. Like you just basically, if you trace the whole entire thing, it's for a 2 gang, and then it's also got slots to kind of change over to a single gang. Secure the cabinet to the wall. Well, we ain't doing that. But failure to do so can result in serious injury or death. Pretty serious. So we're skipping that part. For multiple cabinet installation, I think it skipped either that or I missed a whole page. Doesn't have anything about that drawer. It doesn't have instructions in here for that drawer, period. Oh, here we go. Here's 13. So they're planning on you mounting this to the wall right now and then putting the drawer and all that stuff together. But in all honesty, this isn't really I think that's maybe they got wall mount cabinets of this same brand or something. I don't know. I'm trying to make sure I don't mess up them drawer glides. Tape on it there. That corner there is a little boogered. be all right. Wasn't me that did it. It's boogered from the factory. So now we're putting hinges on K. I don't know if y'all can still see this if I set this. Yeah, maybe over here, I guess. I still have to put that on one of those. It never told you to put those on either, the second one. Like that. And then we need screws, number 6s, 8, 9. One, two, three, 4. Miss Maintenance is in here now. I think I heard her car pull up. I just got the Johnnards in case I want to actually put outlets in the shed. I probably won't. That's how I think I'm gonna install all my electric in the new garage, because the way I'm doing my siding, I'm gonna have a 8-foot sheet or 7-foot sheet and then another piece to make up the wall, and I'm gonna basically make the bottom that little extra piece so that I can always take it off and run more wire, do whatever. But I think I'm just gonna run wire, especially since I'm doing that LP siding and I want all my receptacles to kind of hit in the middle of a panel of the siding. I'm just going to run wire, and then I'm just going to do cut-in boxes after I get the siding put up and just use those. And plus, I've got bukus of cut-in boxes because Home Depot clearanced them a while back, and I bought a ton of them. I believe that those are good enough. I can do this on number 1 with the surge. I feel like this new surge has more control than the other one did. Even though it's, faster and all that, just feels like I got like feels like the trigger's a little more sensitive on the, like if you're not trying to just hammer away at stuff. The other one's good too, though. Work better than the installation driver. Just the installation driver is better because you've got the chuck settings where you can actually make it so you don't have to like physically control it. But I like the surges better for most things. But the installation driver, of course, you got more capability because of the right angle and all that kind of stuff. Now it's got you drilling holes. What kind of crap hole operation is this? 3/8 with the scrap block. I guess in case they've got like pre-drilled spots, so I guess in case somebody messes up and puts the top and the bottom on or something, I don't know, or maybe you want them at the top and the bottom, because I'm assuming you don't drill out all those. Yeah, it's for those. Three eighths. Seems like an awful big hole size to me. 3/16. I was gonna say. I'm glad I checked that because I'm just like 3/8. That's awful daggone big for a cabinet. 3/16. What's up, Blood Song? We'll go M12, M12, M12. $33 degrees and raining. Yeah, today's nice here. It's says 57, but it's so sunny outside, but it feels like it's like 70. It's pretty nice here today. It's supposed to be this like that this week, I think. All right, that's done. Now we're gonna slide these dudes on here. Oh, I gotta put that one on that it didn't tell me to. Right fast. These aren't the kind that click in. I'm assuming that's still on the screen. Got the sun banging in on me. Let me raise my garage door a little, see if it gets rid of that. Probably won't mess with adjusting these because my floor is way off. And we'll just have to do it once we get to. Definitely needs to move over that way though. My floors in here is extremely out of level. Now we got to build a drawer, I'm assuming. Oh, there's a shelf, J2 with, they just show sticking it in there. I'm assuming there's pegs. Yeah, these hinges aren't the ones that, like that needs to be adjusted like that, but I'll do all that at some point in time. Like I said, my floor is horribly out of whack, so as soon as you go setting it in somewhere else, we'll go 3. Like that one needs to go back. Actually, I think it's sliding. I got that in there. There we go. Those set screws weren't in enough. It was making them not go in that little groove. It should be more better. I got 2 more of them dudes somewhere. What's up, Donitz? Nothing much. You haven't missed much. I was just coming out here because I was by myself and I was going to build these anyways. So I thought, might as well turn the camera on, see if anybody else wants to hang out. I can only come check the chat ever so often, though. Yeah, so these things were backed out too far. So when I went to slide them in, they weren't going in those grooves. Like even now, that one don't go in there even still. There we go. So now, let's see. Like I said, I'm not going to, as long as it's shut and decent, I'm not going to get those perfect here because there ain't no sense in it. Cabinet knobs. I can't hang out in the garage. I'm trying to watch the Chiefs get beat. I know I need to get me a, all our stuff comes through a Fire Stick to all our TVs. Like I've got like a, it's called a Fire Cube, Fire something, like a box where my antenna comes into. And then that goes to all our TVs. I don't have to run like an antenna to all our TVs. So I need to get a Fire Stick and put it on this TV out here. I've only got 2 shorties and 2 longs. So I'm assuming the 2 longs are for the drawers. I think all those are the same. I hardly ever buy furniture like this anymore. Like whenever we first got married, I bought all kinds of this kind of stuff. But anymore, once you get the right amount of tools and stuff, you can almost just come build you one out of wood and actually like screw it together and do everything in almost about the same amount of time. But I mean, obviously most people don't have either the tools or the skill set, but some of these, I put together a dresser at a doctor's office. They wanted it out in the waiting room. They were kind of using it like a TV stand. And I'm not kidding you. I bet it had 800 pieces. Like every drawer had like 15 pieces. It took me 4 hours to put together that thing. And it was more so, it wasn't so much even the putting it together, it's the getting all the stuff out. And the parts were kind of in bags like this. None of them were kind of, it's supposed to be this and that. Like I said, it's so much easier. I wish every company, like a bag for step 15, put all the stuff in a bag for step 15. Q Q. I'll assume these two. Uni. I don't see Q anywhere, but that's kind of what they look like, so I'm gonna assume it's these. Tap dowels. I've got 3 dowels. How many am I supposed to have? It says 4. No, I got 4. There's 2 more. And you want to have any opinions on the dual 10-inch cable cutter? I don't have that. The only big cable cutter I've got like an old Greenlee or something like that, and I very rarely ever use it anymore because I hardly ever work on big cables. Matter of fact, I bought it specifically because I ran some 2-gauge one time, and that's the only time ever I really even used it. Fire stick probably on sale for Black Friday. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I think we might have an extra one in the house. Toolboxes for furniture if I was single. That's step 16. 17. P and P. I'm going to assume that would be these. It's got me actually taking the drawer slides out. Gonna be top that way. Bottom on that side. All right, chair. Small screws. Again, I think I'm done with that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually show them putting it on the bottom. I like my little step cuts, like y'all are talking about step cuts, in case somebody's watching this and they're not seeing the chat. So it went from cable cutters to step cuts. I've got the little pair of step cuts, like the first ones that came out. They're amazing for the size. So I can imagine if you've got like that XL, I would think that they'd be phenomenal for big cable. All right, cues, groove down like that. I'll get my other hammer. Those 1 5/8" screws. That had a little hole to locate, so then I'm sure gonna need this dude. Make sure I got the drawer slide the same way. We're a pop-up screwdriver, not the mini. Yeah, this is the one that Bloodsong sent me in the mail, which I did figure out after he told me how to getting the blade out. It does come out. Like I think in that last live, I wasn't sure if it did or not, but it was mostly because I didn't want to try it and it not, and then me break it. But now it's. Boop, 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 boop. Install handle and then secure the drawer front. Now this one they did drill out, but they've got stuff covering it. So I'm gonna go ahead and run my drill since I got it so it don't tear off the laminate when I poke it through. And that should be these cats, maybe. Probably got it going through the whole thing. And this matters. Yeah, almost just stuck her on backwards, I think. That's got to slide on. So we got those. And it's got putting 2 screws, these, through here. And there's actually little pre-drilled holes for these too that you got to make sure you line up, or else your drawer probably won't be straight. There she is, I think. What else we got left here? Loading limitations. I did see bumpers. Yeah, so 2 on the drawers. It's got 2 going on the drawers, and probably had some going on the doors back here, and I didn't see it. Let's see, that ain't gonna touch anything there. I got 2 extra. I'm gonna put them on here. Bada bing. Bonus Joey on a Sunday, which is fine since the Bills blew their game Thursday night. Yeah, it's been a long time since I put together furniture like this. I don't typically do much of that. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this under the legs, because like I said, it's gonna probably sit in here this week. I'll do that big one later. Easy enough. The big one, I don't think I'll have enough room to do it in here and have y'all in here anyways. Like, I might probably have to move the camera out. What's up, Asher Russell? First time I've seen you in here. What brand hammer are you using? So it depends on which one you were looking at. This one's the Halder. I got this. This is a Simplex 40. You can get different heads and stuff and put on them. This is the 2 heads that came on mine. I bought this mostly for doing like baseboard trim and stuff like that. And then this one's the Weehaw electrician's hammer. It was super expensive a long time ago on Amazon US, like $200 something or something. I ended up going over to Amazon, either UK or Amazon Germany. I don't remember which one of the two, and got it for like normal price and paid shipping. But I think it's came down, like I think on Amazon US, I don't think it's that expensive anymore, but I could be wrong. I can't remember. There's also a Hultafors version that's the same exact hammer basically, but with the black handle instead of the red. Remind me, do you have the installation driver? Yeah, it's in my truck, and I'm just working with whatever tools I had laying around here. DJ Chucky Madness. I've got it, but that was sitting on my workbench, so I wasn't going to get in my truck and dig out tools that I'm going to have to make sure I put back in there for tomorrow. Like I said, this is just for a friend down the road. They're remodeling their house, and they wanted these cabinets. I want to say that I think he's using the one that I just built. I want to say he said he was using it as a microwave cabinet or something like that. And then I'm not sure what he's doing with the other one, whatever that is, but it's pretty big apparently. So I'll have to have more room. I'll probably move this other cabinet down there to my other building. I have it, but I have to justify. Yeah, I got to use it. I got to use the new Surge for something or else. Weehaw hammer's around 50 still. Does he have it? What does he not have? 54. I can't remember what I ended up paying. I'd have to go back and watch the video with shipping because I had to pay some shipping on mine because I got it from Amazon UK. I think it was Amazon UK, not Germany. I think it was Amazon UK. I want to say maybe I got the hammer for 30 and then I paid shipping that made it probably closer to 50, whatever that is. Over here, it's on sale for 25 or some. Yeah, I want to say, I think the price on it was 30 something at the time, like on Amazon UK. And then I had to pay shipping. So like if you actually live there, you'd only pay the 25, 30 bucks. What's the best Amazon BF buy, Black Friday buy anyone's made so far or plans to make? I don't think that I've actually bought any tools yet off Amazon. I've picked up a few things at like Home Depot and Lowe's. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I bought off Amazon. Napa gave me the incorrect bulb for my truck. That's like yesterday. I had some 1 inch, like what's the technical term for them? Basically, like connectors for Romex, and it was in the package, so it had to be from the factory. But it was missing one of the 2 screws, and of course, the 1 inch one, the screws are a little bit. I got tons of like 3/4 and 1/2 inch. But I had to buy the 1 inch ones because I don't do that big a cable very often. And so I didn't have any other ones to come in here and rob one out of. So I ended up, which luckily I have a whole box of different screws and stuff. So I found some that fit, but it was like that out of the package. That kind of stuff irritates me to all get out. Like, cause you buy I bought exactly how many I needed. And then you go to do the work and then a screw is missing from the factory. Appreciate that zombie zig. Amanda firing on all cylinders today. Yeah, I was going to go ahead and run the rest of my electric today, but I decided I didn't want to. I think I'm going to take her easy today. Next week, I've got me and my buddy are doing a front door. I can't remember what the size of the door is. It's one of them doors with big windows on both sides, but it's got a lot of elaborate tile work and stuff on the inside that the homeowner is like dead up, like 100% worried to death that something's going to happen to it. So we got to make sure we take our time on that. And then all the soffit on the outside is messed up, and we're taking it down and redoing that she's got like it's not really a porch, but like an inset where our front door is. And then it's got soffit up there, and whoever did it just didn't do it very well. So we're replacing it from there and then down the sides of the house on the front, and then adding some can lights and some sconce lights in the wall by the door. So that's what we're going to try to get done Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that's what my plan is for this week coming up, since the weather's supposed to be pretty nice. What I don't save on is my Deborah and Big Red budget. We'll see you, Donitz. I have very few metric wrenches because for some reason this Ford truck is all metric. Yeah, everything that I work on my truck is nearly almost always metric. Mine's a 2011 Ford. Yeah, I probably won't stay on here a whole lot longer either. Go in here and see if I can finish watching the Chiefs get beat. Apparently, now my sun pattern's changed. I need to get this out or I'll forget. Yeah, I came out here and loaded up all the stuff in my truck for next week was what I was doing. And then I kept looking at them boxes, and they've been in here since last week, and I just haven't got time to do it. Rain now Tuesday morning. Well, maybe we can get the door put in out and in tomorrow then. Is this the live for the week? I don't know. I was just coming. Like I said, they went, my miss maintenance and my youngest son went walking. I was out here loading up my truck for next week and got done. And I looked at these boxes and thought I might as well put one of these together because I don't really have anything else I was planning on doing. And then I just decided might as well turn on the camera and see if anybody else is out here. Like I said, it wasn't really, it's hard for me to do like work on something and then keep up with the chat and all that stuff. So it's just whoever wants to come in here, they can. Whoever doesn't have to. Who are the Chiefs playing? Let's see. Chargers, maybe? I don't remember. I can't remember who it was they was playing this week. Colts. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So these are the only two things I need to remember to put, which I might need this. I won't need this. And I got to get my headlamps. I got them charging. They got to go on my truck before tomorrow. Headed to visit my son and his girlfriend in St. Pete, Florida for Thanksgiving, leaving the cold behind. My buddy just got back from Marcos Island or something like that. I'm not sure where that even is. I'm pretty sure it's in Florida somewhere or something along those lines. Seen Klein has a new outdoor knife. I haven't seen it. I saw the thumbnail for Tools and Tactics that had it on the thumbnail. Please turn my mic up. Well, my mic is on whatever it should be normal. You might have to turn unless I can move it. My mic doesn't have a volume button, but my green light's on. Let me make sure it's pressed in all the way. We'll see if it's better now. Sometimes my little port pushes the thing out, but I cleaned it out really good. There for the longest time, it was very, very touchy. Like if I even barely touch my stand or whatever, I was liable to lose my mic, which isn't that big a deal on a live. It's bad because, you know, you guys can say something, but sometimes I'll record a whole video and then I go in there to edit it and like can't hear any of it. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Marco Island's on the Gulf side of Florida. Yeah, he's went there, I think, the last 2 years. He really likes it there. They just got back. Yeah, it's almost hot out here. It says 53, but it feels like 80. Yeah, I'm hoping I got enough because that one, my guesstimate on that wire, like I said, I had maybe like, I think it was like 26, 27 inches left over of that roll. And the whole time I was sitting there after I got it pulled, and then I was going back and stapling it. But whenever I pulled it, I was like, man, I don't know. It's gonna be pretty close by the time I get up there and start like tightening it up and doing all that. Getting too used to the cold at 52 feels like 80. I think that's what it is. It got pretty cold for a little while. So now if it's sunny, which it's really sunny today, like super sunny, like you can see it on my shirt coming through the crack in the garage door. Like the sun is beaming, and that always makes a huge difference. Like if you're in the sun or the shade. 'But I think I got enough because I ended up finding I knew I was gonna cut it close on my Romex because I found a spool of I think I wanted to say it was 75 feet or 80 feet, and the only other roll I could find, like, that was, like, prepackaged and all that stuff without just going and buying it by the foot was, 125 feet or something like that, and I knew I didn't need 125, and I knew I'm never really gonna use that extra piece. It's just basically gonna be a waste. But I found the roll that was either 75 or 80. I can't remember off the top of my head. I thought I might still have the package sitting in here, and it was like it was way cheaper than even me going and buying it by the foot for sure. And then it worked out pretty well because it was just enough. But I think on my like individual cables that I'm running in the conduit, I think I found a deal on it too for way more feet than I need. So to where it was cheaper than me going and getting it in town. I got it online. I think I might have got it off Amazon, but it was cheaper than me getting it there than it was any place I could get it in town by the foot. So I went ahead and bought 100 foot, even though it's too much. 50 feet of Romex here is 70 or 150. Oh yeah. If I buy like 12 or 14, I always buy like the 250 roll or whatever it is. This one's the it was 6'3" uh wire. So yeah, if I'm buying 12 or 14, I buy the biggest roll. I mean, I don't get 500-foot rolls, but I think I usually buy the 250 roll every time I buy it because I know I'm going to end up using it at some point in time. Final mow of the yard and was sweating good. Yeah, I'm waiting for. We've had a lot of rain here in the last little bit, so I've got my last mow to cut up the leaves and all that kind of stuff, but I need it to dry a little bit. It's pretty wet right now. Starting to get grass coming up uh, where I sowed it for the around the garage on this side. This side's been coming up pretty good for a while now because we sold it a long time ago, but starting to get it up pretty decent over here. I won't cut any of that till next year at some point in time, but it's starting to come up. But I need to go around my yard and cut up all the leaves and stuff. I've got one other video uploaded that I can put out whenever this week, probably maybe tomorrow. Probably not something that's going to interest very many of you. It was something that was sent to me. And then I've got something else that was sent to me that some of you would probably like for sure, but I haven't filmed anything of it yet. 45 here in Maryland. Got the mini split ripping in the shop already. And see, that's another thing is like whenever I get the mini split put in here, I'm not going to run it like all the time, but like I'll be able to set it like in the winter time to say even 50 or, you know, whatever, just so that it doesn't freeze in here. Like so I can store some stuff out here, but I won't like leave it running at like the temperature I want it to be out here if I'm out here. But with this space being, that's another reason why I want to keep it as small as possible, that I can like, you know, turn it on an hour before I know I'm coming out here type of thing, and then kick it back down whenever I'm done, because I'm not, you know, most days I'm only in here for a couple hours a day. I'm not in here like all day long or anything like that. So you got your front bulb, so you'll keep it. Worried you sold it too late. Yeah. And it may end up, most of that right there, I'm going to let, well, I won't say most of it. I probably will end up cutting more of it now. So normally I let a lot of my backfield just grow up, and then Amanda's uncle farms, and they come up here and cut it for hay ever so often, and they cut the rest of my, like I've got up here that you've seen in the videos, and then you see the woods in the background. Those woods go for a little while, and then after you get through the woods, I've got like another field area that goes to a creek, and that field area they usually cut that down, and that's what I call my bottom. They cut that for hay too, and then come up here and cut that like a couple times a year. So I don't mow everything that's up here like back to that woods and stuff all the time. It's way too much to mow. Should be getting your Knipex limited edition pliers wrench tomorrow. Glad I don't collect flashlights like some. They are putting them out like crazy. I gave I changed out 16 old T12 fluorescent fixtures with some flat panel LEDs on Friday, and it was for a property management company, but it was actually in their office, and they have a maintenance guy that works there, and he was going to work on water heaters. But I was there talking to him that morning, and I ended up giving him. I used the through night flashlight, I think it was. I was using it on my hat as a headlamp. It was when I had my truck, and it does the UV and the green laser. I can't remember what the actual, was it like through night X3 or some, I can't remember what the name of the flashlight was. I did a review for it, but I gave it to him whenever I left. I said, here, I said, I'm gonna give you this flashlight. It does, because I could tell he was one of those that's not really that big into tools or anything like that, but I knew he'd be able to get good use out of it. So I gave him that flashlight just because I've got so many here in the last little bit. Love the videos and streams from Charlotte, North Carolina. Appreciate that, Ozzy. Still want the robot litter box video. Yeah, there's been tons of stuff that's just been weird stuff people have asked me. Like, you can tell they don't know what even my channel is. They just got my email through somebody else that did contact me. I get on some list, I guess. I get offers for all kinds of just craziness. I'm just like, which I mean, I obviously I don't do any of those because it has nothing to do with my channel. And then I get all kinds of requests for tools that, in my opinion, I don't feel like anybody would really want. So I don't even mess with them. Like I said, I'm willing to get a tool even if it's something I don't use every single day, but I know that somebody else could use it every single day and then I could use it in my work. I mean, that's like the sewer camera. I it ain't like I'm a plumber and use it every single day. Like I'm not a that's not my profession going around snaking drains and doing all that. I do occasionally, but for the most part, I might use that, 3 or 4 times a year or something like that. So I think I turned down probably 10 or 15 sewer cameras before I got that one. And then finally I was like, this one looks like it'd be pretty decent for me for the size of it and all that kind of stuff. Cause I didn't want a real big one that I got to keep up with. And I thought, well, this might be one that might be a good fit for somebody. So I'll go ahead and get it and try it out. Give them the fidget flashlight. Who's the him? Got to go being paged by the boss. We'll see you backwoods. As long as it plays Tetris. The maintenance dude. Oh, I gave him whatever the flashlight was I was using. Because it was essentially Trustfire's version of the Olight Arkfeld or, fill in the blank, which whatever brand flashlight in the last little bit that's came out with the flat uh, flashlight, UV light, green laser. Like there's like 30 of them now. It's essentially that one. So that's why I was like, I've already got 2 or 3 of them does the same exact stuff. Which the smaller flashlights I can do like giveaways and stuff for, as long as it ends up going to like somebody in the US. If you do stuff that's outside of the US and you get into it's got a battery in it and all that, and you go to the post office to ship it, it's an ordeal to ship anything out overseas anyways. Like even if it's not got a battery, like you got to go in and fill out a bunch of paperwork and all kinds of stuff. Uh, but it's worse if you got stuff like that in it. So a lot of that stuff I end up just giving away locally. Wanted to see your opinion on a tool, so I had it sent to you because I love it, but I also like the Klein that you use. Yeah, the Vera. I'm actually like I like the handle of it way better than I expected because it's not like I expected all the other Vera screwdrivers I've got. A lot of them, like unless it's the Phillips 2 or whatever, the handles are a little bit small for me. Not that they bug me, like I still like them and use them, but they are a little small. But the size on this one's pretty good. Like this is more the size of like the Phillips number 2. It's not super small. And I think any screwdriver where you've got bits in the handle, that's a win for me for a tool bag, like a small bag. Again, if I'm running my pouch, I just assume, and I know I'm only going to be using Phillips 1 or Phillips 2 and slotted, I just as soon have a screwdriver that's set up like a dedicated one. That's my preference in a pouch. But in a tool bag, I like them whenever they have like bits and stuff because it just saves so many slots in that tool bag that you can use for other tools. I hate wasting like tool bag slots for 17 screwdrivers. Show them see it's up here. So the black so this was the year before last Christmas deal, which I bought mine last year. Tex Choice still had some of them at the time whenever I bought mine. So last year's Christmas was the duotone with the Cobras. It's got the half black, half silver with the black handles. And then the pliers wrench was the year before last. And I ended up getting mine on Tex Choice at the end of the year last year. They had like some left and they discounted them. I ended up getting these for cheaper than I got. Like if I would have went and bought a pair of red handles in this size, they would have cost me more money than getting these. So ultimately, that's why I ended up getting them. But they're nice. Or you can get which they're in my truck. I put my Tulip ones in the truck. Those are on sale for $17 right now. I made a post about those. I love the Vessel USA bit. I buy bulk packs of the common sizes. Yeah, I try to talk myself out of buying bits. I still buy some from time to time because they're in a set with something else, or I want the case more than I want the bits. So I buy a whole pack of bits just to get a case of some kind to try it out. But man, I've got so many bits. I'm gonna move my garage door again, see if it. That's worse. There's a big delay today between what's on my screen and what I'm doing because I'm still sitting down, not even went and messed with the garage door yet. Looks like it's going to overtime, the Chiefs and the Colts. Yeah, so PB Swift sent me some stuff, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna go about doing it because to me what they sent me, you have to have two people, and I don't know if Miss Maintenance Amanda would be strong enough to be able to do this, like to make the test like a real test or not. Because basically you put a screwdriver in one hand and another, but you can't really do it with yourself because I think your brain, well, for one, your right hand's more dominant and you're going to be stronger with your right hand. So I guess you could do it with your right hand and then do the same test and swap it around with your left and see how it works out. But I haven't decided how I go about doing that yet. She's strong enough. Remember when you asked her to hold on to something with the icon pliers? Like, yeah, that's true. That's true. They basically sent something with the screwdrivers to do a test to prove that the other one, like one of them is better, type of thing. But it's not a scientific test. There's a lot of variables that could go into play with it, like I said. Mm-mm-mm. I don't have anything else out here I was going to go over or do anything. Like I said, I was coming out here anyways. They were gone walking. I was mostly getting ready for work tomorrow. And then I looked at that box and thought, well, I'll knock out one of these. Sounds like I'm afraid to compete against Amanda. It would be a good, like, if if she won, then it's for sure like that'd be a big selling point for what they're selling. I'm trying to think if I've got those in here. That's what I was. Yeah, so essentially you take this bar here and then take two flathead screwdrivers of the same size and stick one in each end, and you should get better grip with one of the two to where one person can't you can either turn the other person or the one person can't turn you type thing. But again, that's a pretty big variable to come into play between one is you got two different people of two different strengths and all those kinds of things. Because whenever I was just doing it by myself, basically it didn't matter what the screwdriver was. It's whichever one was in my right hand was always the one that was going to win. Got $10 on Amanda. Miss Amanda said also the chainsaw competition. She beat me in that too. But that had nothing to do with strength or anything though. The chainsaw didn't. I've never been unable to turn a screw with a Vera, provided that you have a hammer. Yeah, especially the laser tip Veras are very good as far as grip, which is mostly what all I bought. I don't even know if I've got a regular Phillips screwdriver of Vera, other than, this bit here's probably got none of the little grooves on it, I guess, that I just used. But any Vera like dedicated Phillips that I've got, they're all laser tipped. Like that's all I've had. Do you love saving big money at Menards as much as I do? You can, especially if you get the rebate stuff and if you buy very much stuff in there, it is a pretty good deal. I mean, their materials by far, like it's not even close. Materials wise, like lumber of different types and all that kind of stuff, like way, way above Home Depot and Lowe's, like not even close. And the options of what you can get, all those kinds of things, like it's not even remotely close between Lowe's, Home Depot, and Menards. Materials, 1,000%. Now tools, yeah, they've got some. I mean, and they've got some good ones. They're not the ones that I run. So fine with me. I love the lives. If I've got a screwy Phillips, a couple taps of a hammer, it's going to come out. Mm-mm. I keep getting an ad popping up. Boop, boop. But I guess I'll get off here, go in here and see if I can watch this go into overtime game. Now kind of worried since she stayed quiet after you put up the cash. Yeah, she's all talk until money's on the line. She's saying the Colts are choking. I got to get in there and I got to get inside there and change the juju on that game. Creator shouldn't get ads. Yeah. No material, no Menards down here. Material is money. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like LVLs, like PVC trims of different colors, like your composite decking. Like it's unreal the amount of like if you go out there, like even like cedar board, like stuff that you have to order from a lumber company. Like you ain't getting it at Lowe's or anywhere else. Like they've got it in stock. Is even crazier. Right there, like you just go get it. And then they carry a lot of the drywall supplies that I like, a lot of different stuff that I like. Screws, they've got all sorts of different screws and fasteners that Home Depot and Lowe's doesn't carry of different types. The materials is pretty amazing. But I'm gonna get off here, get inside and finish watching this game. I got a few things left to load into my truck too, and then I'm gonna move some stuff around. I don't think I put that other thing together today, but took me long enough to put together a cabinet. But like I said, I wasn't doing it for speed and making money. I'm just doing it out here with the tools that I got sitting on my workbench. But I'm gonna get off here. We'll see y'all on the next one. We might do a live some other time this week. I don't know if it'd be before Thanksgiving or after. We'll just have to see how stuff goes. So, but we will see you on the next one. I'll put out a post or something if I do another one later. See you, Denny.